Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. So today I wanted to do a different type of reading. So we're going to do pick an archangel and see what message that archangel has for you. As a reminder, this is a general reading. So not everything may resonate. That is okay. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. In addition to that, always be discerning when you are receiving messages, especially in a general reading, because they're aimed at a group of people. So again, not everything is going to resonate. So let's jump right in. First, we have Archangel Michael. Second, we have Archangel Gabriel. And third, we have Archangel Uriel. So take a few minutes, pause the video if you need to, ground, center yourself, and ask yourself which pile has a message for you. Let's get started. Hi, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. So you chose Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael is known as the angel of protection. Hopefully you can see him over there. As the angel of protection, courage. So we'll see what messages come out for you. I have not seen the cards, so hopefully it aligns because I kind of randomly placed them. But let's see. So first we have the King of Cups. Then we have Four of Swords, Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ace of Swords again. Very interesting, because Archangel Michael is known for his sword of truth, and the Ace of Swords is all about clarity, truth. Very interesting. So maybe my pile number ones, you've been seeking some form of truth. All right, and then we have the Three of Wands. So let me fix those up a little bit there, and let's jump right in. So pile number one. First things first, let's talk about the two Ace of Swords. Pile number one, you've been seeking truth. You've been seeking clarity. You've been seeking a way out of something. There's a little bit of an overthinking energy. There's a sense of needing to wait for something to come in for my pile number ones. For many of you, this has to do with choosing between options, not knowing, which way to go, not knowing what to do. Some of you are also very, very tired. I mean, look at that Four of Swords over there. Some of you are exhausted. And part of the reason that you're not receiving the clarity that you are seeking is because you are so tired and exhausted, and because you need a break. Some of you are burned out at this point. And you're looking for your happiness. Many of you are trying to manifest some sort of dream, whether that is a dream in relationships, whether that is a dream in career, projects, all of the above. There's something that you are seeking, but it feels like you don't know how to make it happen. You don't know how to go about it. So you are seeking information, you are looking for information, but at the same time, you are still trying to make things happen without receiving the information, because for some of you, it almost feels like time is running out. There's an emotional charge to this that is keeping you on your toes, that is not letting you relax. So you're asking the universe for more information, you're asking for clarity, you're asking, what do I need to do? How do I make this happen? But you're not allowing the answer to come in. Again, some of you are so exhausted that if you were to take a break and maybe just take a nap, meditate, the answer would come to you. For some of you, I am being shown that the answer is already within you. Like, you are already aware of what you need to do, but because you are not taking the time to think this through, because you are not allowing yourself a break, you are not able to see it. For some of you, there are many options that you can go down. And for others of you, it's almost like you're sitting there and thinking worst case scenario. You're thinking, well, this can happen, that can happen, that can happen. And it's almost worst case scenario for most of you, which is kind of keeping you trapped. For others of you, there's a lack of trust here. You don't trust yourself. So you are relying on the universe, on spirit, to come in and tell you exactly what you need to do. Spoiler alert, you already know, and spirit will not give you the answer 100%. Some of you have been watching this type of pick a card reading on the same subject over and over again, and you're not getting the answer that you are seeking. Some of you are even purchasing personal readings to try to find that answer. So pile number one, if that is you, no judgment, but if that is you, just know that these readings are meant to give you guidance, but ultimately, the ultimate decision is up to you, and spirit will never tell you exactly what you need to do to make something a reality. And that's kind of where you're at. You're learning how to trust yourself. You are learning how to trust your instincts and your intuition, and you're learning how to gain clarity on what you seek. But pile number one, there is a 10 of Cups here. There is happiness here for you. There is fulfillment. There's joy. There's contentment. But for some of you, it's about remaining expectant, but also taking some form of action. And just so you know, pile number one, sometimes deciding not to take any action at all is a decision, but it's one that needs to be made consciously instead of, kind of being in this limbo state, deciding, you know what, I'm going to take a nap. And for many of you, resting would be so beneficial to what you are trying to make happen at this time. And even if you do know what action needs to be taken, pile number one, all of you need to incorporate more rest, more time for meditation, contemplation, more time outs. Let's see what else we have here. Serendipity. Yeah. And I feel like there are signs and omens and, coincidences happening for my pile number ones, but I feel like you want the actual answer. And that's not going to be given to you, but you do have serendipity happening. You do have guidance coming to you. Again, it's just some of you are so wired that you can't really see it. Between worlds. Yeah, you're in between something changing. Something's changing for you. Something's happening. You're moving from one state to another. It's almost this energy of in between and the unknown right now for my pile number ones. And that's what the discomfort is, and that's what you're seeking clarity. But you kind of have to move through this organically, pile number one. Look at this, flexible. Yeah, my pile number ones, you need to remain flexible. And you need to know that you can trust yourself. Again, you know what's best for you, pile number one. Remain flexible as you move through this. Sometimes we're not supposed to know the outcome. We're not supposed to know the answer. We're not supposed to know how it's going to play out, how long it's going to take. And Archangel Michael here, you chose Archangel Michael. He's lending you the strength to work through this, to be patient, to have the courage to walk through this, because this is not an easy path, pile number one. Forgiveness. Who do you need to forgive, pile number one? For many of you, you need to forgive yourself because you're very hard on self. You are being extremely hard on yourself, pile number one. You want to have the answers, you want to figure it out, but you're not holding the space for that to happen. You're being very critical of self, pile number one. The Frog. Cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Yeah, I kind of said this earlier. There's this sense of repressed emotions here. There's this sense of, there's an emotional charge to this, but there's also this energy of keep going and not necessarily wanting to get in touch with the emotions. And you're being called to relax, to slow down a little bit, to create space. No matter how busy you are, pile number one, you can always hold space for yourself to get rest. Sometimes, we want to keep going and we don't want to rest, but that is so counterintuitive because that ends up preventing us from seeing different perspectives, from gaining, new insights into the situation. Sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves is take a step back and come back with fresh eyes. Let's see what we have here let's see what the unicorns have to say. Hope. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. Yeah, there's a need to have a little bit of hope here for my pile number ones, because it feels like you're trying to think your way and act your way out of a situation, but you haven't paused to even check in with yourself and see where you are at. And that's the message Archangel Michael has for you. It's time to slow down. It's time to reconnect to hope. And it's time to realize that you are protected, that all is well. One thing in this world, one thing in life that is constant is going to be change. We are constantly changing. A body in motion stays in motion. Nothing is ever going to be the same. Everything is always changing. And it's about embracing the change and trusting yourself and the process. In this reality, we will never have all the answers. Miracles. Look at this. Have faith. We have hope and faith. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. This is exactly the message that I'm getting, pile number one. You are the clarity that you are seeking. You're trying to figure out who, what, when, where, and how. And Spirit is saying, Archangel Michael is saying, that is not for you to know at this time. It's one step at a time. You need to take this easy. You are in between worlds. You are moving from this grayness to this more colorful energy. It's going to happen, but you don't need to know how it's going to unfold exactly to allow it to happen. Allow it to come naturally. Allow it to unfold as it needs to, and surrender. That is what that Four of Swords right here, that's what that's about. Take a nap, step back. When we want to manifest, when we want to create something, one of the most important steps in that creation is to take a step back and allow it to actually happen. To take a step back and surrender. And surrender is not about completely giving up. Surrender is saying, I trust that Three of Wands. I trust that this is meant for me, that good things are meant for me. I trust in my ability to decide for myself. I trust in the universe. So I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to put my request out there to Archangel Michael, to the universe, to God, source, angels, guides, higher self, whoever you believe in. And then I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to allow that thing to come to me. For my pile number ones, some of you are stuck in the masculine energy of doing, and it is now time to take a step back and receive. And we all need to connect to our inner masculine, inner feminine, that action and then that receptivity. Allow this to come to you, pile number one, and take action as you are guided to, but you can't force this to happen on your own timeline. Whatever this is about. Change. Look at that. Change is happening. And you are in between worlds. You're going from this to this. It's happening. Trust in that. And then we have completion. Yeah. It's that energy that's coming in. It's that between worlds, right? You're going from this to that. There's a completion. There's something closing out and you are in between. This is why you don't know what's happening. You don't know how it's going to unfold. You are not sure of how this is going to happen because you're not meant to. A cycle has closed and something is changing. And whatever this completion represents, it could be a way of thinking, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a manifestation cycle where you have finally realized, in order to manifest this, I need to expect the best, surrender the how, and let go. But there's something here that's changing. There's something here that has completed a chapter, that has completed a part of the journey that has completed, and now there's change happening. But you need to kind of let this happen. Let's see what animals we have here, pile number one. Roadrunner. Keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. Absolutely, pile number one. There's a need to kind of relax into this. And I know that's hard. And I don't mean that to be condescending, but there's a need to kind of roll with the punches, if you will. You know, laugh. For some of you, a laughing meditation would be so helpful, or even watching something that is going to bring joy to you, talking to a friend perhaps that, you can have a good laugh with. But taking a break, disconnecting a bit from it, because there is a lot happening, but you're being asked not to lose faith and hope. And you're being reminded that your miracle is on the way. You may not be able to see it, but you're moving from this to this. And the change is already happening. Weasel. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. What did I say with that Four of Swords? Some of you are so disconnected. You are so focused on trying to make something happen that you have lost complete connection to your inner world. And that's why it's so important for you to take a break, because when we take a break, we are then able to reconnect to ourselves, figure out what's happening. There's a sense of, an emotional charge to this, but for some of my pile number ones, you are completely oblivious to this emotional charge, or you are very aware of it, but you are ignoring it because you want to make things happen. You want to create change, is what I am getting here. Let's take a look at these astrology ones. Look at this, Chiron, healing. Yeah. For my pile number ones, if you feel called to, look at where your Chiron is at in your natal chart. Some of you have a Chiron in the 4th or 10th house. This could be Chiron in Capricorn. I'm also seeing Chiron in Cancer. Obviously, take that as it resonates. It won't resonate for everyone, and it doesn't mean that this is not for you. If the rest is resonating except that part, that does, it doesn't mean anything. It's extra confirmation for some people. Conjunction, empowerment, and Leo, the lover. Yeah, this is about you working on your confidence, on your self-trust. Some of you, it's time to disconnect and connect to your creativity. And as you disconnect and as you connect with creativity or do different things, you're able to gain a different perspective. There's clarity that's ready to come in for you, but you need to hold space for it. A lot of you are in a cycle of healing. You are closing something out. You're healing from something. You are growing, you are releasing, and you are empowering. Sometimes, our biggest growth doesn't come from the easy things. It comes from the hard lessons. It comes from having to go through things that we do not necessarily understand in the moment. You are being asked to trust. You are being asked to connect to your inner world, to disconnect from whatever this is, take a break, and then come back to it with fresh eyes, fresh perspective. There's a lot of healing going on with this. Let's look at this guy. Full moon, luna llena, which is illumination, integration, nurture self, mother archetype, Ixchel, and Mama Kila. Yeah. With the full moon here, it's the sense that I'm getting. You can't see things clearly. Some of you are in a dark night of the soul. Some of you you're in darkness. You cannot necessarily see things for what they are. You're just kind of stuck and you're looking for the light. And this is a time of integrating. This is a time of sitting with discomfort is what I am getting, pile number one. And trusting and knowing that things are happening even if you can't see them. Forgiving yourself, because some of you are being so hard on yourself, and remaining flexible because you are going to have opportunities. You're going to have the chance to break free from this, but you need to be receptive for that to come in so that then you can answer the call. Foresight. Yeah, you guys want to figure this out. Jupiter, change needed, plan ahead, prosperity, stay focused, seek advice. Some of you, what's keeping you stuck is that you want to have all the answers before you make a move. And like I said, sometimes making a decision is, a decision can be, I'm not going to decide right now. I'm just going to kind of relax until I have more information. Universe, give me more information. Archangel Michael, give me more information. And then I will decide. Whatever that means for you. But just know that there's expansion here. You are being empowered. Things are happening. It doesn't feel that way because you're fighting against the currents. What I'm kind of seeing is like a storm And the storm is kind of coming this way and the person is kind of going that way, and it's kind of like hitting you. And instead of you like trying to course correct or kind of relax into it or wait for the storm to pass, you're trying to push against it. So you are being dragged by rain, debris, and wind, but you keep trying to push through instead of taking the time to say, you know what, right now maybe it's time for me to take a rest. And for some of you, what Spirit wants you to do, what Archangel Michael wants you to do, is take a little bit of a break because you are so overworked. You are so overwhelmed by all of this that you need to take a little bit of a break to allow things to come in and to clear up for you. Let's look at these two first. That's crazy. Water. What is water about? It's about flowing. Water is also about getting in tune with your emotions. Some of you are... There's such an emotional charge to this, but some of you are so disconnected from the emotions. For most of you, this is about you reconnecting to your emotions and remaining flexible. We have flexible and we have water, which is all about flowing. And water can also be about surrendering, allowing things to happen. The violet flame. Yeah. And Violet Integration, the channel name and the business name, is actually named after the violet flame. But with the violet flame here and water, this is about you. For some of you, energy healing can be very helpful right now, like Reiki, IET, other forms of energy healing. I'm not familiar with all the modalities. For others of you, working with the violet flame, doing some alchemy. What is alchemy? Taking something and transmuting it to its highest potential. You can look up the violet flame if you need more, examples on how to work with alchemy. It's been life-changing for me personally. But the violet flame is saying there's transformation happening. You are working through your shadow. You are working through the things that are not working. You are gaining experience and you are doing the work. It doesn't feel comfortable, but it is happening. It is working. Trust in that. For many of you, a need to connect to the violet flame. Again, look it up if you're not familiar with it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I will try to get back to everyone. Very interesting. Let's look at these guys. Look at this, insight. And this is Archangel Michael. The blue cards, the blue surroundings are Archangel Michael. Oh my God, self-belief. So we have another Archangel Michael card. There are 4 archangels, 4 different colors. Wow. And protection. So I did not look at those. I just shuffled them and then randomly placed the card on top of the pile I felt called to. So we have 3 Archangel Michael cards for the pile that chose Archangel Michael. With insight, self-belief, and protection. Let's talk about this. First of all, pile number 1, you are protected. It may not feel that way, but you are protected. Many of you have a strong connection with Archangel Michael, and that's why you chose him. With self-belief, this is about believing in yourself. What did I say at the very beginning of this reading? Trusting in yourself. You can trust yourself, pile number 1. You don't need outside sources to give you the answers. You can receive guidance and you can take it into consideration, but ultimately it is up to you. And you don't need anyone to give you the answers, pile number 1. You can believe in yourself. You can trust yourself. And insights, what have we been talking about? Clarity, truth. There are new insights coming. Connect to Archangel Michael to help you get them. Connect to yourself, to your higher self. Trust what you already know. For some of you, the answer is right there. You just need to reach in and grab it. So I picked these 2 cards, these last 2 cards, as self-care that you can do at this time. And we have... Stop. I think we talked about this. Yes, we had Leo and I said do something creative. For some of you, it's time to do some drawing, painting, writing, music, singing, whatever is creative to you. Creativity can be really just anything. Engage in something that's creative, that's something that can disconnect you, something that's fun. And we have massage. I know with everything happening around the world as I record this is a timeless reading, but as I record this in 2021, we still have things happening. But if you can give yourself a massage, or if you can go out there and get a massage, I think it would be very helpful for my pile number 1s. Because again, you kind of need to relax. If you have a significant other, maybe ask them to give you a massage, right? But you need to kind of reconnect to the body and disconnect from, the overthinking and trying to figure things out. And there's a lot of tension being held in the body. For many of you, it's like right in the shoulder area, like that upper back shoulder area. And that's why this card is coming out. And, you can kind of look up ways to kind of give yourself a massage. But the shoulders, upper back is coming in as important to me, and like the lower back as well as the feet. If you want to give yourself a massage, pile number 1. All right, pile number 1, that is all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I post next. And if you have any comments, suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comment section below. And in the description box below, you will find my Etsy site. That is the only, actually, that's not the only way, but my website and my Etsy site are in there if you want to book a personal reading. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose Archangel Gabriel. I actually experienced Archangel Gabriel as masculine, so I may say he sometimes, just so you know why that I'm doing that. I'm going to try not to, because I do know that angels don't have genders. So you chose the messenger angel, so that's going to be interesting. Let's see what we have here. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take it if it resonates. If it does not, leave it behind. So we have 10 of Cups, Knight of Cups, the Chariot. We have the Fool. I'm liking this energy. Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess. And Archangel Gabriel is also the angel of very good with healing and with helping creative types. So it's kind of seeing that energy here, which is interesting. I kind of placed the cards. I pulled the cards and then placed the top card kind of just based on intuition. So it's interesting when it kind of matches up. All right, so let's get started. I just wanted to make sure that was all in frame. So pile number 2. For many of you, you are quite connected to the emotional body right now. Some of you are working on a creative project. I have to say I see this for some of you. Actually, no matter what you are working on, pile number 2, you are very much in tune emotionally with what that is. For some of you, this is my creative pile, and I'm not surprised because, like I said, Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel, but also, she is the angel of creatives, the angel of writers, artists, all sorts of arts. So very interesting here because we do have that energy of, there's a lot of creativity for this pile. For my pile number 2s, you are choosing which way you are going. For some of you, there's been a change in your life, and you are now choosing to go down a different path, if you will. And there's a lot of inspiration happening here. For some of you, you have already been working with Archangel Gabriel on a creative project of some sort. For some of you, you are writers. For others of you, there's, it could be some sort of writing, drawing, painting, music is coming in for some of you. A lot of you are very, very spiritual. Like spirituality has a big part in your life. It takes, it's a priority in your life. Others of you are getting in touch with your emotions at this time. But the general message that I'm getting here is you're deepening your connection to spirit. And through that, you are choosing a different way of being, a different way of living. You're kind of on a new adventure. You're opening yourself up to newness because you've received some form of inspiration. Some of you have chosen to embrace your intuition and to embrace your life purpose. And I believe Archangel Gabriel is actually the archangel of purpose as well, that, she helps with life purpose. So very interesting because I'm getting that sense of, it's almost like you've had this inspiration, you had this new idea, you had this all right, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to go after. And now you're going after it and you're doing it. You're fully in. You are embracing this. You are connected to spirit, connected to your higher self as you are going on this journey. There's a lot of creativity here, like I said. For many of you, this has to do with you going after the thing that you're passionate about. And that thing for many of you, I want to say like 80 to 90% of people watching this pile, it has to do with some sort of creative endeavor. For others of you, if it's not about some sort of creative endeavor, it's just something that you feel very passionate about. Like, for example, let's say that what you're going after is you want to be an accountant. You're passionate about that. That's that energy that I'm getting. You're very in tune with that thing. And you've decided that you now want to live life from a place of connection, from a place of being. You are looking for emotional satisfaction. And you're no longer willing to compromise yourself. You're no longer willing to compromise certain beliefs in order to fit in pile number 2. It's that sense of I'm no longer going to betray my authenticity in order to be received by others. I am going to embrace my authentic self, and I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to be me. For many of you, you are receiving inspiration on a certain project that you're working on. I relate to this pile very much, and I've been working with Archangel Gabriel. So pile number 2, recently in like the last 2 weeks, I received inspiration on something that I am working on a project. And I feel like it's that same energy that's happening here. Like you are so in tune with spirit and with, especially with Archangel Gabriel at this time. Look at this. All 4 of these eyes are closed. And for my pile number 2s, you are bringing this inspiration, these ideas, whatever this is, you are grounding it into reality. You are taking action on it. You are making the moves. Like, for example, if this was about a specific piece of art that you're working on and it was given to you, you are now writing it. You are drawing it. You are taking action towards it. You are making it a reality at this time. This is very beautiful energy. Take a look at these guys. To be fair, some of you have been owed some of you are reaping the rewards at this point. Time for a nap. And the fates. Yeah. You are connected to your purpose. You are connected to what is meant for you. Some of you, okay, there's going to be 2 piles to this. If you are watching this and you have not received that inspiration that I'm talking about, you're just like, I don't know what this girl's talking about. I don't feel like I've received anything. I'm actually still seeking my inspiration. I want you to know it's coming. That is the message. It's coming. If you were to kind of disconnect a little bit, meditate, it will come a lot faster. Now, if you have received this inspiration and you know what I'm talking about and you're just like, yep, I know what she's talking about. I'm already working on it, or I'm in the planning stages of how to ground this and how to bring this into reality. Just know that this is something, either way, it's something that was owed to you. It's karma being paid to you. You deserve this. You did the work for this. But if you're still waiting, make sure that you're taking regular breaks and that you're being easy on yourself, because I feel like for some of you, this is going to come through in a dream, or it's going to come through in a moment of contemplation, like these guys, in a moment of meditation. So take that as it resonates. Sorry, I'm trying to make them straight. On here, they look straight, but on the camera, they don't. And there's an element of surrender to this pile number 2. You know, Archangel Gabriel, no matter which side you're on, if you are still waiting for that inspiration, or if you already have it and you're working on it, there's a message here about taking your time and not trying to force things, surrendering to it, surrendering to the process. Don't put too much pressure on you. Like if you start to have doubts, or if you start to struggle, or maybe you get a creative block as you work through this, make sure that you take a pause and you reconnect to your higher self, to Archangel Gabriel, to spirit. Let's see. And you were the pile that had the most cards. Like this pile just had cards flying out. Love. Yeah. For many of you, you are very much in tune with the energy of love right now. And I said this, it feels like your emotions are fully invested in whatever this is. I have to say it because I kind of see it here. If this is about a relationship, a new connection, trust in it. Allow it to unfold naturally. Don't try to force anything. And that message kind of applies no matter what this is about. Because this is about trusting, going with the flow, allowing the emotions, allowing inspiration to lead the way, and not trying to force anything. And for many of you, this is faded. Whatever this is about, even if it's not about a relationship, it feels very faded. It feels like something that is part of your purpose and that you were supposed to do. Risk. Death. Yeah, there's an element of, and I said this, it felt like you, at the beginning of this reading, pile number 2, I kind of got this feeling of, it just felt like for my pile number 2s, you reached a point where you are no longer willing to compromise yourself for anything. And you reach that decision, and I feel like that's what death is speaking of. And you're now taking a risk. Because for many of you, we have the Fool here too. For many of you, you're going on a new endeavor. You are going down a new path. So this is all about you taking a risk. And I do feel that this risk will pay off. Just make sure that you are in alignment with whatever this risk is for you. Like make sure that your emotions are fully invested in this. Because I feel like for most of you it is, but that's just a reminder coming through. Look at this, surrender. And we talked about that. Follow your dreams. That's what you're doing, pile number 2. You're following a dream. I feel like for many of you, this is not about a relationship. It could be, but it would be for a few of you. This is more about something else, something more personal, something more individual. And it's saying, follow your dreams, surrender to the process. Let go of the old. You made the right decisions. For some of you, that decision. For many of you, I feel you've already made the decision to start on a new path. Again, if you're still waiting for that inspiration, there will be a choice to kind of leave behind an old way of being and take a risk. The risk is worth taking, pile number 2. Look at this, pride. For some of you, make sure that you don't allow pride to get in the way. Sometimes, when we've reached a certain place in the world, in our career, in whatever area of life this is about, it can be very hard to start all over again, to go from being established to going back to being the Fool. But sometimes we have to do it. We have to start over again. And for others of you, this is saying have pride in your work. Because you have wonderful work. Have pride in it. Be proud of it. Show up for it. See it through. Do the work. Ground it. Trust your ideas. Don't allow imposter syndrome to get the best of you, pile number 2. That is coming in. I think many of you are working on some form of creative project. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. And we have the High Priestess. You can trust yourself, pile number 2. If you begin to doubt, make sure that you are reconnecting to your intuition, that you are meditating, that you're connecting to your higher self as you reconnect and you figure out what the next step is. But trust yourself. Don't let an outside source come in and tell you what to do. Follow your dreams and trust your intuition. Adventure. Now we have adventure and the Fool. Dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams. Move to a new location. For some of you, this could be a move, and that could be the risk that you're taking. I don't get that for the majority of you. That could be just for a few. But we have adventure and we have the Fool. And I said this energy again with death as well. It feels like you've decided that you're no longer going to do things a certain way, that you're going to change the way that you do things. Dare to do things differently. Go on your adventure. Take the risk. Follow your dreams. and manifest what you want to manifest. For some of you, travel is a big possibility, or even moving, like I said, but I feel like for the grand majority of you, this is an adventure down a new venture. And for some of you, this has to do with some form of career project that you're working on. Perhaps starting a business on your own, or doing something like writing a book, putting a piece of art out into the world, starting like social media where you share your art, your opinions, your message to the collective. Action. Now is the perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. Follow your dreams. The Fool. Risk. This is kind of just reiterating the same message. Pile number 2, Archangel Gabriel, the message for you is it's okay to take the risk. If love is guiding this risk, if you are passionate about the risk, if you are passionate about what you are going after, go for it. Don't doubt yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Trust yourself. Go on your adventure. You no longer have to box yourself in. There's a lot of satisfaction. There's a lot of happiness available to you through this. But there is that sense of having to take a little bit of risk. Let's see what animals we have here. Falcon. And it says, act on the opportunity that's before you and commit without equivocation. I don't think I said that right, actually. Panda. Create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or place of work. Some of you, like I said, this has to do with work or some sort of project that you want to take off the ground. For many of you, you've received the idea, and now you're going to be presented with opportunities. You're being asked by Archangel Gabriel to connect to your intuition, and your intuition will tell you if this opportunity is the right one for you. For many of you, pile number 2, take it as it resonates. You know yourself best. It is your life to live. For many of you, this opportunity coming in, it's worth it. You should take it. But you need to fully commit. Don't have this, hot and cold, in and out energy. And like I said, for many of you, this does feel to be about career or job or some sort of creative project that can become your career. With Panda here, it's also speaking to the fact that, let's say that you're working on a book, or you're working on, a drawing, painting, whatever it is, music. Make sure that your workspace for this project, for this, wherever you're going to create this, make sure that it is sacred for you. Make sure that you treat it with the respect it deserves. Make sure that it is something that feels right. Don't let it get cluttered. Don't let it get messy. Don't have don't have a mess on it so that you can't even focus when you go into that space. Make it a sacred space. Make it something that is going to make you connect to whatever this is, to whatever you want to create. And for many of you, whatever this is going to take place in your home. So there's a need to kind of carve out a little space, if you can, in your home to dedicate to this. Commit some time to it. I don't know why I keep seeing a desk. Like a desk, and it's really nice and set up, and it's almost like there's a little bit of a vision board around the desk, and somebody's just kind of sitting doing their thing. I'm seeing writing, to be honest. But it could be anything art related. Yeah, let's go with these. Respiga, which is breath work, self-care, take a step back, find the wound, healing happening. Yeah, there's a lot of healing happening. For a lot of you, there's a need to kind of take a little bit of a break. And this is also speaking as you work through this. Make sure to breathe through it, because you are going through a transformation. You're doing things in a different way. There's a need to breathe through the discomfort. Divine feminine. Fertility, leadership, sensuality, Trinity, Venus. For many of you, you're giving birth to something. It could be a physical baby for some of you, for very few of you, but this feels like you are birthing this idea, that you are bringing something into the world. Allow it its time to grow. 12th house, surrender. So we have surrender twice now. Oop, Capricorn, the boss. Yeah, for many of you, this is something very artistic. This is something that has to do with the subconscious. You are reaching in. I think that for many of you, what's happening here is that the emotions are so charged and so involved in whatever this is because you're creating something and you're using your emotions, your subconscious. You are accessing your subconscious to bring this to life. This is a passion project. Like if it's pile number 2, this, whatever this is, feels like a passion. Like your passion is completely in it. And again, with Capricorn, it matches that Queen of Pentacles energy, you bringing that in. For some of you, this is going to make you money. This is going to be a source of income for you. Like if you're writing a book, it's going to sell. If you're, maybe your art is going to be displayed somewhere. Maybe graphic design just came in for someone. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're doing graphic design for someone. Maybe you're going down that road where you're doing, like whatever this is, it has the opportunity to connect you to your emotions, to your subconscious, to your artistic self, to your creative self. You have the ability to birth something in, but at the same time, you have the ability to create income, and it becomes very tangible for you. Very interesting. Let's see what we have with these two. Third eye chakra. Yeah. For many of you, this is very related to the third eye. The surrender part is surrendering how it's going to play out. For many of you, keep an open mind. Don't become rigid with this. Set the intention and let it unfold because the opportunities that are meant for you are going to come in. Alignment. Yeah. That's what I felt at the beginning. You are aligning to your purpose. You are aligning to your passions, to your inspiration. And that's what's bringing about this change. Let's see what we have here. Presence, Archangel Michael. Beauty, Archangel Uriel. And joy, Archangel Uriel. All right. So for many of you, this is, again, it's something that has to do with like Venus energy, creative energy, divine feminine, Libra, Scorpio even is being given to me right now. Very interesting. So this is definitely something aesthetically pleasing for a lot of you. And a lot of you are reconnecting to your joy. You are finding your purpose and your passion, and you are reconnecting. And you're being asked to show up for yourself, to see this through, to take the risk, to, don't avoid this because it's going to require a risk or because it's going to require transformation. For many of you, you've already gone down the path of, you've already made some changes and you're already on your way. But if this is brand new to you, show up for yourself. So I picked these last two cards as self-care that you can do at this time. Music. Didn't I say some of you could be creating music? So maybe you are creating music. If not, this is just saying kind of, listen to some music, relax. Music can be very important for this pile. I'm also getting dance. Like if you need to disconnect and kind of take a break, disconnect, listen to some music, dance. Some of you could be music writers or musicians. And hydrate. Is this the pile that had the water? Maybe not. Hydrate. Make sure that you are getting enough water. Make sure that you are taking care of your body. With hydrate and so many emotions coming up throughout this reading, make sure that you are allowing the emotions to flow. And make sure that you're giving yourself a break because some of this is very emotionally charged. Pile number 2. All right, pile number 2, that's all I have for you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I post next. If you have any comments or any suggestions for future videos, leave that in the comment section below. And if you want to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. All right, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose Archangel Uriel. Pile number 3, he's one of my favorite angels, so same. All right, so let's get started with the tarot cards. As a reminder, this is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, do not take it. Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Then we have the King of Pentacles, Six of Swords, the World, and Four of Wands. All right. So if you chose this pile, Archangel Uriel is the angel of illumination. So perhaps you have been seeking a little bit of clarity here. So we have the Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Six of Swords, the World, Four of Wands. Pile number 3, it feels like something has come to a close or something is coming to a close. Let me just move these slightly up. And there's a sense of needing to move away from something. And for some of you, there's a little bit of a struggle here, because with the Six of Swords and the World, some of you may be going through an actual move, or you may be considering moving, or circumstances outside of your control are requiring you to move, like physically move, pick up location and move your home. But for most of you, this has to do with the closing of a cycle, reaching the end and deciding to leave something behind for calmer waters. Because whatever it was that for some of you, this could be a marriage. Take it if it resonates, that's very specific. But for some of you, it could be that you have decided to separate, divorce, something along those lines. If that's the case, pile number 3, if you're decided to separate from someone, or if that message was resonating for you, whoever you were with was a bit reckless, and that's what led to this separation. But anyways, and it was also a maturity thing. But for most of my pile number 3s, you're letting something go, you're moving away from something. Something is now closing for you. You are seeking more security. Whatever this is about, does not matter what this is about. What I am getting is that my pile number 3s are seeking a stronger sense of security and stability. And for some of you, you've been juggling different things. And this decision is being made as a result of whatever it was that you were juggling kind of coming to a head. So for some of my pile number 3s, what you've been juggling is the mind and the heart. So the mind has been saying one thing, the heart has been saying another thing. For some of you, there's a sense of longing for something here. Longing for someone, for something. It just feels like a lot of emotions, even sadness here is involved. But you're kind of putting your best foot forward and you're trying to figure this out. Now, Archangel Uriel wants you to kind of take it easy on yourself at this time. Don't burn the candle at both ends is what I am getting pile number 3 very strongly. Take your time with whatever is happening, because this is a big deal. This doesn't feel like, we need to recognize that this is a big deal. And take one step at a time, connect to yourself, and find balance in the things that you are working on. For some of you, there's a need to prioritize what is more important at this time. It almost feels like a lot of balls are in the air. You're juggling a lot of balls, but you don't know which one to focus on. And what's happening is your energy is scattering a little bit too much. So there's a need to kind of celebrate that you have decided to move away from something, that something has come to a close, because I feel like for most of my pile number 3s, that's the case. Whether you decided, somebody else decided for you, or life came in and gave you, no other option. But be grateful for that. You are now being given the opportunity to realign to your heart chakra, to your life purpose, to whatever it is that you want to create. Now, you're being warned, don't rush into anything at this time. Take your time. Move away from whatever this is. Allow it to close. Take your time. Don't just rush into anything else, to something else. So, for example, if this was about a relationship, you don't have to necessarily rush into another relationship today or tomorrow. You can take your time. And most importantly, make sure that you are focusing your energy on what requires your attention at this time. Don't scatter yourself. Don't spread yourself too thin, pile number 3. Take your time, be patient. Very interesting. Let's see what else we have here. I was going to say, I know I picked some of these cards out. Yeah, there's chaos and conflict here. And that's why you're being asked to kind of ground your energy, to kind of focus on what's important, to prioritize. Because it's this energy of, it feels very chaotic at this time for pile number 3. Truth be told, yeah, you picked Archangel Uriel, which is, he's the archangel of illumination, and there's truth here being revealed. And for many of you, the truth is that there's something that is now coming to a close that you need to move away from. And this doesn't feel very easy. It feels like, it feels like you're aware that this needs to happen and why it needs to happen, but it also still feels a little bit hard. Poised, yeah. Remain poised, pile number 3. All is going to work out. There's a sense of this is happening for you, not to you. But, it's still hard, and there's still kind of this energy of, well, I want to get to the next step. How do I move on? How do I keep going? And it's kind of just saying, just be patient with yourself as you go through this, because this is not an easy process. The butterfly, beauty. Yeah, there's transformation happening here. There's something's closing and something else is going to take its place. With beauty here, this is about connecting to the beauty of everyday life, being present in the present moment. Grounding your energy, pile number 3. Ground your energy. Because with this chaos and conflict, it's not easy. It's not easy to go through. So make sure that you ground it. For some, this does feel like a relationship just ended. Protection. You are protected. Everything, you are protected as you move through this. We could have some life paths number 9 and 11. 33 here as well. Truth. Look at this. I love it when this happens. So you chose Archangel Uriel, the angel of illumination. And we have truth be told and truth. You are seeing a truth and you can't unsee it, pile number 3. And this is causing things to change. For many of you, this 6 of Swords, this walking away, moving away, packing up, this is something that you are doing because you want to do. For others of you, you've kind of been putting this off and Spirit kind of stepped in. It's almost like a tower moment where Spirit stepped in and said, well, it's time for change. You're not necessarily going through with it, so we will. And, it was kind of something that has been pushed on you. For some of you, again, this is going to be a physical move. You may be leaving someone behind quite literally and physically, picking up and going. If this is not about a relationship, you may still be leaving something behind. Perhaps you have to move. Perhaps you're going on another job. Perhaps you're moving across the country, across, waters, wherever it is that you're going. But there's this energy of the truth is being revealed and you're being asked to act accordingly. And also remember, don't rush into anything. Take your time. Act as you need to, but don't be so impatient that you rush through something. Or into something, I should say as well. Dance. Move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. Yeah, for some of you, this is about you. There's a lot of movement happening here. For some of you, this is about dancing, but I'm actually taking that for many of you, this is about you leaving whatever this is behind, because there's something that has been revealed to you. And Archangel Uriel is saying, yes, you are seeing the truth. You are seeing things clearly. Don't doubt yourself. You are protected. All is well. You are okay to make the move. Because I feel like for some of you, you have not made this move just yet. It's something that you're contemplating. Rebirth. Reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. You're going to be able to manifest a better life. You're going to be able to manifest something that is more in alignment with who you are and your truth, and something that is more deserving of you and where you are headed. Yeah, you're walking. There's something that's closing so that this rebirth can happen. And it's almost this energy of this rebirth cannot happen until this world card happens and something closes out. Celebration. And we have the Four of Wands and celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. For many of you, whatever this is, as hard as it is, because I do think it's something that's difficult for you, there's also a sense of celebration that comes with it, because you know deep down, you know your truth, and you know that this was not meant for you and that there are better things awaiting you on the other side. But again, this is still something that's very hard to move through. As it should be. Like, no big change like this is going to be easy. Boar, and it says, face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Yeah, that's what you're doing. With this Six of Swords and this World card, some of you are leaving something behind. You're choosing to do it. You are, and we have that Knight of Swords there. You are doing it head on. You are facing this. You are stepping up to it. You are deciding to end something. You are deciding to move away from something. Nothing is holding you back at this point. Then we have Meerkat, and it says, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. For my pile number 3s, it's time to connect to spirit. It's time to connect to your spirit guides, higher self, angels, but also friends on, tangible friends that are actually in this world. So you may need to call some friends, some family to help you through this. I think especially emotionally, somebody to talk to, somebody to kind of connect with, and just be able to get support from, because this feels like a very big deal. For some of you, if you are moving, don't be afraid to ask people to help you. If it means like with the actual move, or with finding a new place, or if you're relocating and you know someone where you are relocating to, don't be afraid to reach out. I want to see what these two have to say. Spiritual partnership. All right. I kind of have been getting this energy, but for some of you, this is a relationship is ending. And this is going to allow for you to move on and find something more spiritual, something more in alignment. For a very few of you, this would be like 1 or 2 of you. So take it if it resonates. There is a relationship that is actually ascending to the next level, and you may be moving together. You may be traveling together. 1 second. I'm sorry, pile number 3. My dog's nemesis just walked by. And anyways, all right, pile number 3, rebirth. So again, we have this energy of rebirth. Wait, we have it twice. There's a rebirth here for you twice, pile number 3. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. If this is about a relationship, I want to say for most of you, like 98% of you that identify as this being part of about a relationship, it's about a relationship ending, and your rebirth is going to be, you are going to be able to meet someone that is more of a spiritual partnership. And it's almost this energy of you needing to see the truth, walk in it. And a lot of this had to do with a little bit of recklessness from your partner, and also a maturity issue. And you're kind of the Queen of Cups here, regardless of gender. And whoever your partner is being represented by the Knight of Swords, regardless of gender. It's just the characteristics of that card. And you're going to be able to meet a King of Pentacles. That is only for you if it's resonating, as this is part of a relationship. For others of you, this is about you closing out a chapter in your life. For many of you, it's a relocation. Actually, I don't want to say many of you. For a few of you, it's a relocation, or stepping away from a certain belief system, or a job that was not working. So I feel like a lot of people chose this pile, and that's why there are so many messages with this pile. But it kind of comes down to the same thing ultimately. Vibras, which is vibrations, feel to see flowing, high vibration, music healing. Did we have music here? I don't know why I thought we had music. Maybe I'm making that up. Oh, we had dance. Music healing, dance, personal, ceremony is needed. Yeah. Your vibration, whatever. All right, pile number 3. Whatever this is about, your vibration was no longer in alignment with whatever this was. It's that maturity sense. Even if this is not about a person, it's almost like when you started, you were kind of even keeled with this. And then you kind of started going up in vibration and maturity. And whatever this was is just no longer a match for you. And you're now seeing the truth of it. And that's why you're walking away from it. Oh, wow. Okay. So that was a blank card. I'm sorry, pile number 3. Let me see if I can grab the deck for you, pile number 3, because that was awful. You deserve another card. That's the deck. I know a lot of people ask about this deck. If you would like to purchase it, you can go to Esoteric Essa on Instagram, and she does have some in stock. She is a small business, and they are called the Modern Spiritual Latina Oracle. So spirit for pile number 3. Let's go with these guys. Phoenix Rising. So another card about rebirth. Offerings, shapeshifting, clearing generations, journey into the dark to sing with the ancestors. Yeah. Sorry, pile number 3. I don't always see the cards, so I hate when that happens. I forget to sometimes take out the blank cards. Bottom of the deck, divination, connection to source, esoteric knowledge, and occult. Yeah, there's a lot of truth that is being given to you. Some of you have been getting truth, or some of you have been getting like tarot readings, some sort of like, even for yourself, and you're starting to see the truth of something. And that realization is leading you to walk away from something that is no longer in alignment with you. Let's take a look at the astrology cards. Ascendant, outlook. Yeah. Pile number 3, your outlook is changing. Who you are is changing. You are no longer in alignment with whatever this is, whether it's a relationship, a job, a belief system. That is what is no longer working, and that's what's creating the chaos and conflict, that you are no longer in alignment with it, so you need to move away from it. And you have seen the truth of this. And you've been trying to balance this out. You've been trying to keep up with this, but it's been draining you, pile number 3. Third house, perception. Yeah, your perspective has changed. Who you are has changed. The way that you think has changed. You are just no longer in alignment with this. Aquarius, the innovator. You see things differently now. You approach life from a different place. You are stepping into your eccentricness. I don't know if that's a word. Did I just make that up? But into your uniqueness. You are tired of trying to make things that are not for you work, trying to fit into a box. There's a lot of liberation here with this pile. You are getting liberated. Let's see, pile number 3. Luminescence. Sacral chakra. Yeah. Core of creation. You are creating your life now. You are no longer, just doing things because you feel the need to do them. You are taking the front seat. You are taking the reins, and you are creating your life. I'm going to look this one up in the book really quickly because I'm not familiar with it, to be honest, and I am being asked to look at it. Self-love, the light that radiates from our hearts, light shining in the darkness, heart-centered living, removing your heart armor, accepting your shadows as the flip side of your strengths, a vulnerable, wide open heart, authentic, heartfelt needs. Yeah, you're stepping into alignment with your heart. And you know that your vibration is different from whatever this thing is, and you're walking away from it. You are allowing this cycle to close. And you are creating a new life. That's why we have rebirth here so many times. Due to this truth and due to you accepting this truth, you are going through a rebirth. Archangel Raphael, connections. For many of you, this has to do with, if it's not a romantic relationship, it's connections, period. Because we've had friendships, I keep getting other people involved with this. Look at this, unity. Archangel Uriel. And inspiration. I believe that was Archangel Gabriel. So, pile number 3. For many of you, this is going to involve other people, whether it's a friend, a relationship, a connection, situationship, entanglement, whatever you want to call it. Family relationship. But you are reconnecting to yourself. And through this, you are receiving the inspiration and the guidance of what is right for you. And because you are doing this, you are leaving things behind and you are going through a rebirth. And Archangel Uriel is saying, keep going, all is well. You are protected as you go through this. Don't be afraid to go through this process. Don't be afraid to let things fall away. And we have dance and movement. Some of you just need to get out of your mind and into your body. And some of you, again, movement. Some of you, this is a move. But for many of you, even if this doesn't resonate as actually physically moving your home, this has to do with moving your body and stepping into your body more. And then we have sound healing. Music came in as quite important for this pile. So if you can listen to some sound healing, if you don't have the bowls, you can look on YouTube and just kind of do sound healing. I would do sound healing for the sacral chakra if you feel called to. You don't have to, but if you feel called to, I'm getting that as a message. But getting your body moving, getting out of your mind and into movement, and making sure that everything is flowing, that there's no stagnant energy in your body. Energy healing can be very helpful as you move through this. But you're doing great, pile number 3. You're in the middle of closing something out and moving into something new. And be gentle with yourself. Be loving with yourself. Be gentle and just continue to face this head on, because there is a rebirth here for you, and that's what Archangel Uriel wants you to know. All right, pile number 3. I hope this resonated with you. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I post next. If you have any suggestions for future videos, leave that in the comment section below. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. All right, pile number 3, thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.